Hey everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas. So since it's the season of giving and receiving, I thought I'd share with you all what's on my Christmas list for this year. So let's dive right in. So as you saw early on, I was creating my Christmas list, which is this right here. And as you can see, I divided it into 3 categories. So we'll talk about that. The first thing on my list, first of all, I've been eyeing, several gadgets and like tech gadgets to improve my content creation. And I thought that having these would just make my process much faster, efficient, and I'll save obviously time. So the first thing that I have that I put on my list is a camera battery and an extra charger. Because you guys, you have no idea how many times I had to pause while creating content because my battery had run out. So there has even been times when I'm like using it and charging it at the same time, which I find it's really not good for the camera because my camera tends to get like warm and get really hot when I do that. So, I mean, I'm not as, well versed when it comes to technology, but I feel like that can't be a good sign. And then along that line, I also would like to have an extra memory card. So same thing as the camera, there have been times where I'm filming and I have to pause because I ran out of room in my memory card. And therefore, my camera can't like record any more content. So I have to like clear it out, make room, enable for me to resume recording. That's such a hassle, you guys. And so I feel like having a spare one would just solve that problem. And then the other thing that I want when it comes to like tech gadgets is lighting equipment. It would be so helpful to have that because for the most part, I do film my content sometimes usually like after work because I do have a full-time job or sometimes, mainly on weekends, usually Saturday and Sunday are my big filming days to where I can just do editing during the week. But at times, there may be like contents that comes to mind and that I want to film. And usually, when those ideas come, it's like nighttime, the sun has set already and it's kind of like dark and, extra lighting would be helpful during that process. So that's what's on my tech list. And now let's move on to the second category, which is skincare. So under skincare, first I'll start off by telling you guys that when I was younger, I was all into makeup. I mean, I love makeup. I don't overly do it, when I wear makeup, but definitely, of course, on special occasions that when I go full on. Fake lashes and everything, but only for special occasions. However, as I grew older and, started paying more attention to my skin, I basically started realizing that I need to invest on some skincare. And so now I do wear less makeup. Mainly, a lot of times it's just like mascara and like lipstick, that's all. But I tend to avoid wearing any like foundation or powder or anything like that. So I feel like in able for you to really have like a flawless like complexion, just take care of your skin. So I have a very simple skincare routine or regimen. And with that, there is cleansers. Definitely need to wash your face, right? I have my serums, whether that's like a hyaluronic acid, like a hydrating acid, or whatever it may be, like retinol. I do have that in my skincare routine. Of course, moisturize. So moisturizers. And lastly, protect your skin from like UV rays and sun. I, of course, incorporate a sunscreen. So I've been on a hunt for a while for a really good moisturizer. Here in Georgia, the weather gets like really humid. So in the summertime, I really don't have an issue, but winter time, that's when my skin tends to get really dry. Currently, right now, I am using the Bay Leaf Aqua Bomb Moisturizer, but I've been eyeing the First Aid, I think it's called Repair Moisturizer. So I've read great reviews about it, and I've been wanting to get one and try it out. Matter of fact, like 2 weeks ago, I was in Ulta and I did try their sunscreen just on my, my hand, and it was very hydrating. And better yet, it also protects your skin. So I do want to add that to my collection, which is, their Repair Moisturizer, as well as their sunscreen. And I think that one is like SPF 30, which is great, right? And then the next thing that I have on my skincare list is from the Ordinary line. I do want to grab their glycolic acid for like exfoliation. Currently, right now, I have, oh gosh, like my mind is blanking out as to what I have, but I will link the picture above. That is what I use right now. It is working fine. However, it's always good to kind of branch out, see what else is out there. And in comparison, as far as like the price of the Ordinary brand, they're a lot more affordable than the one that I'm currently using. So anywhere where I can save money, but at the same time take care of my skin, I'm all for it. And then another one that I want to get from the Ordinary brand is their niacinamide serum. I don't have one currently, but I heard great things about it. I actually only have the hyaluronic acid from Ordinary, and I love it. I love that serum. All right, so now let's move on to the third category on my Christmas list, which for those of you who knows me, you know that I'm passionate about, DIY, home projects, I mean anything, right? Interior design, I'm all for it. And so it will not be a Christmas list. I don't add any tools on my list. And so with that, the first thing that I have under tools is I would love to have a miter compound saw. I have so many projects planned for 2024, and having this tool would just make my life so much easier when I am DIYing. Like for example, the two walls that you see behind me, like both sides of the fireplace, I would love to add some like accent or texture on that wall. For example, like some frame molding, and having that miter saw would just make cutting those moldings so much easier. They're good for cutting boards, cutting moldings and trims. So I would love to have that in my collection. And then the second thing that I have on my list is a circular sander. So I do have a sander. However, I think I overly used it because it crapped out on me. I think I'd had that one for about a year and a half, I would say. It was like a Ryobi brand, but it was like a battery operated, which I find it doesn't work as well as if it was like a wired power tools. So would love to add the circular sander in my collection as well. And then lastly, again, I have so many home projects planned for 2024, which I cannot wait to share with you all. But one thing I really want to add on my tools as well is a paint sprayer. A paint sprayer would be great addition because there's so many things that I want to repaint, whether it's room or some furniture and even cabinetry in our new home, to just make it more homey and personalized to our liking, but at the same time, of course, functional. having a paint sprayer would just totally help with a lot of those like small and big projects. So that wraps up my Christmas list, and whether I get these gifts or not, remember, the joy of the season is by sharing love and happiness to your friends and family. So what's on your Christmas list? Let me know by commenting below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until then, I will see you on my next one.